callers, welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Eric Garcia, as it has been reported that Barcelona have offered Eric Garcia to Juventus. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Ansu Fati, as it has been reported that the Barca youngster is still working really hard on a special physical program in order to get back to his best next season. We are also going to be discussing about that. So callers, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please endeavor to hit the subscribe button. If you're just coming across the channel for the very first time, you are very welcome. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Barcelona have been desperate to clear some of the dead wood from their squad in order to finalize the registration process of their players as well as complete the signings of certain priorities. According to reports in Italy, as relayed by Sport, two of the names that the Catalans hope to dispose are of Eric Garcia and also Clement Lenglet. The report states that Barca have offered the duo to Italian giant Juventus. Lenglet recently returned from his loan spell at Tottenham, but has chances of returning there on a permanent transfer. Despite the fact that the procedure is well underway, Barca are still looking for alternatives to assure his departure, and in recent days, he has reportedly been offered to Juventus. In the summer of last year, Lenglet moved from Barcelona to Tottenham on a season-long loan. The Frenchman played frequently for the Lily Whites. Still, Xavi does not see him in his plans next season, and the Blaugrana board is thus studying options to sell him. Juventus are looking for a defender in the market to add more quality and depth to their roster, and Barcelona have also offered Eric Garcia to the Bianconeri. The Spanish central defender is another player who seems to be on his way out as competition in the backline is now skyrocketing. Playtime is bound to dwindle following Inigo Martinez's arrival. However, Garcia has shown no desire to leave this summer and may offer resistance in his put in the market. After having lowered the wage bill by terminating Samuel Umtiti's contract, Barcelona are now planning for more exits, with Garcia and Lenglet next in line. Even so, it remains to be seen whether Juventus will pursue their signatures. The Italians have a long wish list, which includes a number of options ahead of the Barcelona duo, including Manchester City's Aymeric Laporte. Of course, Eric Garcia, Lenglet, those are some of the players that we have been talking about quite a lot of times this summer as to a possible departure. Barcelona so far have not really done well in the sense that they have not sold players that needed to be sold. They haven't. So it's something that they have to do, because if not, because now we're getting all players saying that they don't want to leave, that they want to disprove Xavi, which I think will greatly affect Barcelona's transfer window. Seriously, that we won't be able to get our transfer target because players don't want to depart, for which they know that they won't play next season under Xavi. I think Xavi should keep on insisting, having private meetings with the player to make it clear to them that he is the boss, and when he says so, then he means it. Because I think he should still try to convince those players, because Barca need to sell, but they are still sluggish on that matter. Lenglet and, of course, Eric Garcia have been two defenders that, honest, at some point I doubt how on earth do we start to even sign them, because, in fact, they have been really poor. Lenglet was loaned at Tottenham last season. Of course, he had a fairly decent campaign there, but was not the standard that you can say Barca should bring him back. Barca are of the opinion to sell Lenglet as soon as they can. Ever since that we started talking about Lenglet to Tottenham, that Tottenham are also interested in keeping him on a permanent basis, but everything have just, in fact, negotiations have stalled. Things are not moving. So no update on what is happening, if actually Lenglet will be a Tottenham player or not. And now that we're talking about Juventus looking for a new defender, Barca have now offered Lenglet to Juventus. Of course, Um, Juventus is a big club in Europe. So if Juventus had to go for Lenglet, then we can say thank God. Because I doubt if they will really prioritize going for Lenglet as they want to, they want to beef up their team to compete, as Juventus have been a club that have really gone down the drain in recent years. Eric Garcia, of course, who I think have been a very poor defender for Barca. Of course, Javi has now realized and have been benching him. Majority of last season he was benched, and of course, we saw the way our defense was looking solid with Araujo, Kunde, Christensen at the back line. Barca arguably had one of the best defenses, not just in La Liga, but in the whole of Europe. So I think it's just common sense that Garcia has no place in this team and he should know it. Because we got reports the other day that Eric Garcia is really interested to stay at Barca no matter what. He wants to fight for his place. The same thing that we heard from players like Ferran Torres, the same thing we heard from Ansu Fati, the same thing we're getting from Frankie's here. They don't want to leave no matter what, which is going to really destabilize the club. Then moving on to the final story of discussion. Barcelona youngster Ansu Fati has endured a few difficult seasons due to injuries and lack of form. Even though he had been fit this past campaign, game time has had to come by under Xavi Hernandez, as the 20-year-old was far from his best. As such, it has given way to speculations that Ansu Fati would be sold this summer. The player, however, has no intentions to leave the club and intends to stay and succeed with the Blaugrana. And now Gabriel Sanz of Mundo Deportivo is reporting that Fati has been working on a special physical program during the holidays in order to get back to his best heading to the 2023-24 season. Fati finished the last campaign on a strong note, scoring a few goals in the final few matches, while he was also part of the Spain squad that won the UEFA Nations League last month. Having shown signs of form, Fati did not wish to let up and has been hard at work on a special program, particularly focusing on improving his power so that he can start the preseason in top shape. Barca begin their preseason camp on July 10 before flying to the United States less than 10 days later. That could very well be the last dance saloon for Ansu Fati to make an impression and convince manager Xavi that he should be retained as a Barca player next season. Despite not starting many games, Fati finished last season with 10 goals in all competitions, joined second highest scorer with Rafinha, with Ole Lewandowski scoring more goals. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.